You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try, sometimes you'll find you get what you need. Classic song by the Rolling Stones. Have you ever felt that way? Trying to find what you want to solve the why? I sure have. I'd like to tell you my story. My name is Cheryl. I am the mother of a 3-year-old son named Wick and a 29-year-old son named Rick. Now, what crazy mother would name their children Wick and Rick? Well, I did not, but I'm here to share with you the emotional and physical struggles our family went through to help Wick to become Rick. His tongue had a story to tell, but he was not understood. Even after years and years of speech therapy, he still was not understood. It was cute when he was 3, and he would say, "I'm Wick." Everybody would laugh, thought he was adorable. Then, in the middle of 5th grade, we moved our son from sunny California to Maryland. Why? I don't know. So he starts his new school, and he tries to introduce himself. "Hi, I'm Wick." It was quick that the children didn't think it was cute or funny and started to tease him and bully him. And they would say, "Say your name. Say your name," because they liked to embarrass the new child that entered the school in 5th grade. Middle school, he felt socially isolated and pretty much retreated and stopped talking. It was very painful as his mother. I did try to find the why. What would you do if you watched your child scream and cry from the pain of chronic ear infections? We gave him Tylenol to relieve the pain. The doctors prescribed antibiotics and put tubes in his ears to relieve the symptoms. Why weren't his eustachian tubes functioning properly? What would you do if you saw your child with their lips apart, breathing through their mouth? Being a mouth breather is a classic joke, but it's not funny because everybody, last I checked, everybody has to breathe to survive. I asked the doctors about the large tonsils that filled his throat. We were told to watch them. What I watched was my child struggle to breathe and snore as he slept. One of the main causes for obstructive sleep apnea in children are enlarged tonsils and adenoids. Then, the grinding of his teeth started. It sounded like he was chewing rocks. To me, it sent shivers down my spine, being a hygienist, knowing he was destroying his teeth. What was the why? Who would you tell me to see? We did take him to the speech pathologist for his speech. We took him to the pediatrician for his chronic ear infections. We took him to the ear, nose, and throat doctor for his enlarged tonsils. We took him to the dentist for his grinding. Would my story be different if there was collaboration and we connected the dots? Who specializes in the tongue function? Finally, we took our son to the oral surgeon to have his tongue assessed, and we found out he was tongue-tied. As a mother and a dental hygienist, dedicating my life to the profession of screening mouths, I felt I failed my child, that at that time I did not understand how to recognize airway and myofunctional disorders. After the frenectomy, our son's tongue, I'm tongue-tied now, was free to tell his story. He worked with a speech and language pathologist that trained him range of motion, coordination, and to say words with the letter R. Just imagine what it felt like when he entered high school. Not until high school did we solve this problem. And he could introduce himself and say, "Hi, my name is Rick." His sophomore year, he tries out for the high school play. Very brave. Don't you know, he got the lead. He had the confidence to stand on stage and tell the story of our Miss Brooks. His senior year, he writes his college essay about this experience. He hands me his college essay when it was finished. I sat on the edge of the bed, and I'll never forget the emotion of reading his version of this journey. Tears rolled down my cheeks as I read his words. His last sentence was, "Finally, I could be accepted and bear, even thrive in the act of speaking in front of many people." This is my why I am so passionate about how important the dental team is in assessing airway and myofunctional disorders. Myofunctional therapy can teach patients three main goals for healthy oral function: tongue up, lips closed, breathe through your nose. Your tongue can be a hero or a villain. The tongue on the roof of the mouth creates airway space. The tongue on the floor of the mouth can limit airway space. Where's your tongue right now? Is your tongue a hero or a villain? And the next time you see a patient in the reception area with their lips apart, breathing through their mouth, or the sleepy patient that falls asleep on you while you're trying to do your dental procedure, think of my son, Rick, and ask yourself, is this patient living to their fullest potential? And what can I do to connect the dots and to find the why? To look beyond the symptoms and look at the function. My son grew up from Wick to Rick. He can now breathe through his nose, speak clearly, and is the empowered young man I always knew was there behind the oral dysfunctions and compensations. Now allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Cheryl. I am an airway advocate, mother of Rick, and passionate about the value of the dental team in airway and myofunctional orders detection. The tongue tells a story, and we need to listen. Thank you.